everybody. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and hope you have a Happy New Year. My name is Gerry Marotti and my partner Greg Marangel, and together we are
the Wax Hunters.
Hello, everybody. I hope you had a great Christmas. I know we did. It was really good. Today we want to kind of touch on, because I'm sure Wax Nation has a little bit of extra money now that the Christmas season is over, and hopefully you got some of that green stuff. The rookie Benjamin Franklin's.
That's right, and we want to make sure you get some more rookie Benjamin Franklin's.
That's right, and we're going to try to make you get some more rookie Benjamin Franklin's by what our show is going to be about today, which is baseball packs of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. We're going to touch on why it is a good investment to go after these packs, and what you should go after and how you should go after them the proper way. So on that, we just wanted to focus on, we've noticed lately, and as most of Wax Nation has heard last week, the interview with Steve Hart, the Godfather of Wax.
The Godfather of Wax.
We were really happy to have him on, and it was a great interview. And if you didn't see it, go back and catch that interview. He is talking about how wax is drying up, and now he's starting to see 80s packs starting to come in. So
the 70s prices. So the 70s were affordable up until a couple of years ago, according to Steve and my good partner here, Gerry, based off of the information that they shared with me. You've seen it jump quite a bit. It's to the point where the 70s is actually outpriced most of the people that are purchasing, and there's just not that much out there. So yeah, now the early 80s is the hot boxes to go with.
And this is true. So I'm looking at the O-Pee-Chee box here, wax. That is another box that's starting to move a little bit because of the two rookie cards in there. Gwynn and Sandberg are quite expensive. I believe $2,500 and $1,500. So those are some of the cards. So
they're most valuable rookie cards.
Correct. In the O-Pee-Chee, ironically, not the tops.
Because, and O-Pee-Chee, not tops, which I learned from you.
Right. The O-Pee-Chee is a tougher card. The cut of the card is tougher. So therefore, you have a slim chance of getting that high grade. So why are we looking at the 70s, the 80s packs? Well, first thing is, wherever you're looking for them, now's the time, because the holiday is over. Some people could use some money, so they are selling some of their packs at a discount. So you want to first look at the pack with your computer so that you can blow up the picture, and you want to make sure the pack has no rips in it, no holes in it. Especially when you're purchasing a pack that's already slabbed, you want to make sure there's no holes in it, and ask the seller, was that pack graded when the holes were in it? They're gum holes. The gum slides around, it breaks through the wrapper, they're old, and that's it. Most of the time, if you see an 8 pack, graded an 8 with holes in it, 99.9% it was not graded with the holes in it, because those packs come in around a 4 or a 5. So you got to be really careful about when you look at that and you say, wow, it's an 8 and it's a good price. Well, that's because if you had to break it out and resubmit it, it would get a much lower grade. And so that's what you got to look for.
Yeah, and also sometimes if it's PSA that graded it, sometimes they'll put a picture of what the card looked like when they graded it. I know they do that for a lot of the newer packs and cards. So definitely make sure you're checking their website and their app, because sometimes you can see a picture of what it looked like. So if there is a hole, you can kind of see if that was on there when they took the picture to grade it.
And again, that's true what he's saying. So those are all the little tricks that you have to do in order to make sure you're getting full value for what you're paying. You also want to talk to the seller, wherever he may be, if it will pass PSA grading. Put it out there. Say, look, if I buy this pack, can you guarantee it will pass PSA? If they say yes, now you have a catalyst that if it doesn't, you can get your money back. If it then it makes it a lot easier. Some of them will actually say, I've had many times, they'll say, no, it won't pass. Well, if it won't pass, why would I want to buy it? You're just basically buying a pack of common cards, and you're paying a lot of money for it. So they know if it won't pass, chances are it was searched. So back to what we were saying. The 70s packs are drying up. The companies, like we said before, are opening them. They are not readily available, so people are shooting to the 80s. 1980 Ricky Henderson rookie. That box is at a minimum 1,500 and rising. 81, another box.
Tim Raines, Valenzuela, Kirk Gibson.
You're talking $400, $500 box. They're moving actually rapidly. Yep. We're noticing that they're moving fast. You had just purchased an 81 box.
So correct? I just purchased an 81 box, and I got lucky because I got a good deal on it. I paid $300 for the box. And to Jerry's point, that box is going for $400 or $500. We just saw a quote on Heritage. They have correct. A box up there, and their target value is $500.
They're starting the bidding.
It's starting at $500.
Right. So, they're saying that's their estimate value.
So Heritage is a good gauge for how the market's trending. eBay is really good, but Heritage, I think you get a better feel for where the boxes are going to go. So if they're already valuing it at $500, that means that box is probably going to go for much more than that.
It could.
And it just kind of shows the early 80s is really rising. And to your point, early 80s O-Pee-Chee is really good too right now. That 83 box is a great buy if you can find it.
Yeah, they are out there, and that's another thing you want to look at too. So don't think that when you see a buy on a box, you might think you're getting a good deal. So what I want to point out is you take a box like this, the box is in great shape. So what's really happening is you don't want a box that's all ripped and torn and banged and dented, because that's going to affect the cards inside the box. You want a box that's clean. Try to find a clean box. A lot of the 80s boxes that were returned to the warehouse at Tops or the distributor, when they came back, they put a black line across them. Now, that doesn't detract. Oh, that one has it too. It doesn't detract a lot from the value, but it does a little bit. Okay. I've seen boxes they've said go for more because there's no X out or no line going across it. It really is the box itself. Mm-hmm. So if the box itself is in nice condition, look at the corners of the box, make sure they're not damaged, pushed in, anything like that. You want to make sure that the box is in great shape. If the box is in great shape, then you want to grab that box, because people will bid and buy boxes that are in great shape versus something that is not in great shape.
Well, it's like a wax pack. People are going to spend more for a PSA 9 or a 10 than they are for a 6 or a 7. So, condition matters, and I think that for a lot of buyers in auctions right now, some of them aren't paying attention to that, and we've talked about this a couple times. Make sure, especially on eBay, if you're buying a box, you're clicking through all the pictures and you're reading the description, because sometimes they could just take a photo of a box that has a big
stock photo, or a stock photo.
Or a stock photo. That may have happened to one of your favorite wax lenders over here.
It happens.
It does. My 1993 Topps box, it sure did.
There you go. Yeah. So here we have 88 Flair basketball. Now, I had bought this box privately. This box literally looks like it came right off the production line and out of the case. Okay, the box, the perforations around, because as you know, when you open the box, it's a display. The perforations are not even broken. So those are some of the things that you look at in a gem box. If this was graded by GAI, if they were still in business, I would say this box would get a minimum of a 9.5, maybe even a 10. It's in that good a shape. These come by far and few between. So if you see something like this, the first thing I'll ask is that the box I'm getting? Because as Greg said, it could be a stock photo. And also, you're getting something that's not what you're actually paying.
Also, just pay attention if the listing has multiple units being sold at one time. You're definitely not buying the box in the picture. So I bought one from an individual that had a case that they ripped open, and the first box he sent me, I think it was like 87 O-Pee-Chee or something like that. It was 87 O-Pee-Chee, and the box was out of a case. He was selling, I think he had 12 of them. And the first box that he sent me was completely smashed up and destroyed. And I'm like, how could it look like that if it's out of a case?
Right.
The picture was perfect.
Right.
He was kind enough to send me another one, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
Well, he knew that was going to hurt his rating on eBay.
Of course.
Whatever.
But also, don't be afraid to speak up if something doesn't look right.
Do not be afraid to speak up.
Because you don't want to be stuck with a box that you're not going to be able to sell. And the ultimate goal is make money on.
Well, it is, and again, the resale of the box really plays a part because, like you said, you're buying a box not for the box, for the cards that are in the box. Mm-hmm. So if the box is damaged, chances are so are the packs.
Yep.
So that's what you don't want, and that's why I always look for boxes that are in great shape, pristine condition. Even if you got to pay a little bit more, it's worth it. Because in the long run, you're going to sell that box a lot quicker than a box that's banged up and damaged. So it's not gonna work. And with the fact that now that people are getting in more and more into this collecting because it's outperforming stocks and commodities, it really is giving great returns. And let me say, for people out there that might be a naysayer, just look at it this way. If you buy a pack of cards for $20 and you end up getting 30 for it, you made 50% on your money. Okay, so I don't know of any return that's going to give you 50% on your money.
True.
But you look at it and you say, well, it's $20. I only got 30. Big deal. But it's 50%. So if you get a lot of items with that kind of return, you're going to make a lot of money. You're going to make a lot of money, and you are going to take it where you want to take it. So it gets to a point where what's affordable, and there's levels of collectors. There's the novice, there's the intermediate, and then there's the professional collector. We consider ourselves professional collectors because we look at everything, and the rarer it is, the more we want it. We will be putting up. Hopefully within the next couple of months, a pack of 2000 playoff contenders with the Brady rookie. Yep. 2 packs just recently went for, I believe, $2,400.
Just about that.
23 change.
That was before the box jumped up to. Yeah.
Correct. Before it jumped up to 25,000. Yeah. So we can just imagine what this pack, when it's graded, what it'll actually draw or command.
I mean, at bare minimum, the pack is at least a $2,000 pack.
Now think about that.
Yeah.
We got 3 of them,
and we didn't pay $2,000.
And we didn't pay $2,000. So the return is going to be quite handsome. But nonetheless, that is a rare pack for the fact there's potentially a $400,000 Brady rookie card in there, which is I still can't get through my head.
Yeah, right.
It's a lot of money for a card.
That's a big time card right there.
Now you would want to understand, and we'll touch a little bit on this now. You would say, well, you know what, $400,000 Brady card versus a $25,000 box of playoff contenders. Mm-hmm. Which one is better? Which one is the better investment? What would you think the better investment
in terms of the card versus the box?
Yeah, I mean, if you had the money? What would you do?
I mean, of the two,
would you buy 20 boxes or would you buy one card?
I would buy 20 boxes.
Bingo.
I mean, there's only a handful of people in the world that can spend $500,000 on one card.
Correct.
And there's only 100 of them. If I could get 20, if I get 20 boxes of 2,000 playoff contenders, I'm taking that all day long because. I'll probably double my money on all of those.
Correct. Whereas the card will move up.
The card's not going to go much above $500,000, I wouldn't think.
I don't know about that. I might argue on that point. That card could reach $700,000 at some point. Yeah. I mean, it could, depending how his career ends.
But it's a lot easier to find a buyer at $25,000 or $40,000 than it is $500,000.
Absolutely, and that's where it gets to the fact of that.
Yes. Some people want to hunt for that card.
Correct.
So,
and that's exactly what you're right. That's why it's always a better investment to buy a box and a pack because you don't know what's in that pack. And it could be that card. We've seen people open up packs, have in fact gotten the rare card.
I mean, you're going to get the cards sometimes.
You will.
But the majority of the time, that card's not coming out of the pack. So you're better off, as we always say, keeping it sealed or keeping that box closed because I mean, you've seen us do pack breaks before and box breaks before. How many big time hits have we gotten?
None. So
we got some simmy shitters.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. We didn't really do good on that, but that's just to show you how hard it is to get those cards. So you're always better off with the wax box. And don't forget, absolutely, when you buy that box, send it off to Baseball Card Exchange, because without that wrapper on there, you're not going to get high dollars for it. People are very skeptical. But once Steve looks at that box and puts his seal on it, and it says Baseball Card Exchange, and the label goes on, now you're safe. You can buy the box with confidence and not have to worry about getting a box that's been shuffled or mishmashed or searched.
Right.
Boxes are searched and they put the packs in.
Steve
and they're selling you a box of commons.
Yeah, Steve did a really nice job talking a little bit about what they look for in the 86 flare box. But it's scary. You want to make sure that for the amount of money that you're spending, you're not getting a bunch of commons. And we did a video on that maybe a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, where I picked up a whole bunch of 81 Donruss baseball.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, that shows you what a search pack looks like. Because you flip it open, there was a pack that had 15 checklists in it. But they were still nice enough to leave the puzzle in.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
what good is it without the puzzle?
Yeah, so we still got that going for us. But so you just want to be cautious with that. Make sure that
you got to be.
Yeah, it's loose packs are... there's more of a risk there, especially if you're going to be opening them. You have more of a sure thing with the boxes and packs.
And again, to his point, you want to make sure that you are getting what you pay for. Now, when you're looking at packs, some of the things that we can tell you, very hard to show you. You have to be in person and have the experience. Always look at the corners. The corners of the packs, the way they're folded and it closes, you'll see like a little line in the corner where the fold goes in and the pack is closed. On the back, you'll also experience roller marks, how it's sealed with a heat-sealed roller that goes over the pack. If you see a smooth back with no roller marks or raised wax a little bit in the back, you know that pack was ironed and sealed. People at the time didn't realize it. They would just shut it with an iron over a piece of wax paper or something and just take the roller marks right off. Pack would look beautiful, but it was as clear as day. It was a search pack.
Right, exactly.
And that's not something you want to buy. Again, but you have to ask. Look at the when you're looking at the roller marks, make sure that it goes all the way across the pack, because it is the whole pack, the back of the pack that gets sealed, not just where the flap is. That's the thing you want to look for. And again, those are just a couple of basic things that you can look at, but more importantly, telling the person or asking the person, will it pass PSA?
It's important.
Is important. And thank God for these services, because if you didn't have these services,
it'd be the Wild West.
It would be the Wild West, and the collecting business.
We would have to get into
would implode. We would have to get into it and
we
do
don't
our
need,
own labels.
Yeah, we don't need that extra work.
No, we certainly don't. But
we would do it to support you guys, Wax Nation.
We would.
Thankfully, we've got the Baseball Card Exchange. That's
correct. If somebody needed some questions or wanted to ask us whether or not a box is legit, you can call us, send it to us. Write us. We will help you and tell you the best way to find out if that box is real. So Greg is a big fan of the 80s.
I was born in the 80s.
I'm not.
I wasn't born in the 80s.
I know. I was born in the 60s. But I'm not a fan yet, because I don't see a lot of value there.
All right, so to clarify, I'm a fan of some of the 80s.
Okay.
Not all.
So where do you stop?
84.
84. Okay.
I am slightly on to 85 tops a little bit.
Well, you got Clemens.
You got Clemens. You got
Clemens in 85.
In there.
Yeah, I would say stop at 85. You'd be good.
Yeah, but 85 right now is a little bit higher than like some of these earlier boxes.
Yeah.
But you got if Clemens goes in the Hall of Fame or McGuire goes in the Hall of Fame,
you're going to see a jump.
That box is going to jump up a lot.
You're going to see a jump. Right.
And those are big time players. They just had a bit of a checkered past. So that impacts the value a little bit. But the earlier boxes, you've got some really great Hall of Famers. We talked about 80 with Henderson.
Yep.
81 with Raines, Valenzuela, Gibson. 82, you got Cal Ripken. 83, you got
just talked about him.
Yeah,
they just had a big story about him.
Yeah, 83 has got which one? You got Wade Boggs. You got Ryan Sandberg, Tony Gwynn. 84, Don Mattingly. You got some really good rookies in all these boxes.
You do, and they're going to be able to. You're still able to buy them at an affordable price. Yeah. That's the key.
You look at 1979 or 1978 or even 77, like those boxes just a few years earlier.
Starting to move.
Literally, they're like 3 times the price of like some of those other boxes.
They are. Well, you look at these cards that are the packs that are, that are 40 years old plus. It's just amazing how they survived, and when the players started taking off, for example, like 81 football, Montana, how did this box survive? Why didn't somebody just open it up and trash through the Montanas,
sometimes you get those people that just, hold on to the case.
They just wanted to save it. Thank God for those people because
they preserved it.
That's right. They preserved the history of it and the industry, because without the old wax, what happens? You don't have anything. I'm sure there's still some unknown finds out there. I just hope they're not 72, 73 Topps basketball, right? Because I don't need any more finds.
Yeah, we can use a little bit more 71 baseball. Though.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is the holy grail, I think, right now. There are actually more 52.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, that is crazy. There are more 1952 Topps wax packs out there than there is 1971 baseball. So 71 baseball is a black border, very tough collectible card. The noted card in there is probably the Thurman Munson, the Nolan Ryan. It's packed with stars, but the 52 has none other than Mickey Mantle's rookie. So
it's the card.
There's more packs of 52 Mantle than there is of 71 baseball. So what does that tell you?
There might be more packs of 52 Topps baseball than there are of 2,000 playoff contenders right now.
You're right about that. But nonetheless, those 52 packs are bringing $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 per pack versus, $2,000. So it doesn't necessarily have to do with how many packs are out there.
Right.
But ironically, there is more 52 Topps than there is 2,000 playoff contenders or 71 baseball. But, if you find 71 baseball Topps, not O-Pee-Chee, you might want to grab it. You might want to grab it for investment, because that is going to rise. It already has. The last time I saw a box on Heritage, it went for $77,000.
Yeah.
I believe there was 24 packs in that box.
Yep.
It was the 4th or 5th series. The owner is taking bids on it, but his minimum offer, he wants $100,000.
Yeah.
So he's going to make, if somebody offers $30,000 within, I think, 2 or 3 years he bought that box. That's a true profit. That's a true return on wax. That's what we say here, at Wax Nation. This is what you want to get into. This is what you want to do.
It's where the money is.
It's where the money is.
I mean, the packs are nice, but the boxes are where you're going to really see the biggest jump.
Well, because you have that multiple of packs in there. Most boxes have 36 packs. Some have 24, and some have 48. The 48 ones you see is in O-Pee-Chee.
Yep.
A lot of the hockey carry the 48. 85, 86 hockey. This is Topps. Very nice box. Desirable. One of the things, if you're buying this box, if you could, try to see if you can get, because they had the cards on the back. Here's Wayne Gretzky right there, which, helps the box.
Yeah, sure.
Believe it or not.
Those cards are valuable too.
They have a whole set of these. I actually own the whole set with the Mario Lemieux. That's a tough set to get. Only because every single box that they are, look at this. Every one of them is on its back here, and it's going across the shelf. So what's that doing to the cards? It's killing them.
Messing them up.
So, I have a set of them that is in very, very nice shape. I would say on an average, the cards are anywhere at minimum of an 8 and higher. So, which is very hard to do because they were scraped, scratched,
it's huge,
gouged. So that's a tough set to to do. It was outside of the regular set. They were not included in the box. They were outside of it. They had their own number and their own card.
It's literally an extra rookie card in the box.
Exactly. And there are ones with Mario Lemieux on the back of the box.
You got a great one right there.
Yeah, Gretzky right there.
The great one.
Also, I'm trying to get the 85-86 O-Pee-Chee. That rose double of what I could have paid for it in the last year and a half. So
those packs,
that really went up quite a bit.
Those packs are, for a 9 and 85-86 O-Pee-Chee, I think they're $250 right now.
They're expensive, and the bottom line at the end of the day, you will make your money back on those. Now, I see a lot of tops out there, packs. I see them surfacing. Mm-hmm. But they're getting booked. They're getting 300, which I think, or 200. They're asking 3. Some are over. Some are at book. But if you could pick up a pack of the tops and the O-Pee-Chee, you might want to pick it up just to have a set of the two.
I have 3 packs of each that are both graded 9s.
Oh, see that, and again,
you want to pick those up. I mean, you can get good, highly graded packs of 85 O-Pee-Chee and tops. Yeah, I mean, the O-Pee-Chee's a little bit higher, but I mean, they're both super valuable right now.
They are. And not only are they valuable because of the Lemieux rookie, they're also valuable because they're short. And when I say they're short, there's not a lot out there. It wasn't a mass productive box. Therefore, it's short. I really wish that Topps came out with a list of production runs of the boxes. Yeah. Like they do with coins. Coins, you can look at a rare coin and know if there was 100,000 or 100 million.
Right.
These, we don't have any idea. There's no guide. So if we knew or had some type of guide of what the production of these boxes were, that would help in the pricing and the value of the box. That doesn't mean, even though if you said there is 2 million boxes of 84 football, doesn't mean there's 2 million boxes left.
That's right.
This hobby is not like coins, where a coin you buy it and it lasts the test of time. These are opened up, especially for the gum.
Yep.
Everybody wanted the gum. The gum's the best tasting gum in the world. So
not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah. Not in those years. I did try it. You don't want to do that. But it was all open, so your numbers are dropping huge. And if you go on PSA and look at population reports of some of your favorite players that may have come in these boxes, you're going to be shocked. There's going to be really low numbers. There isn't a lot out there that's been graded because they're not there. They were in the spokes of your bike. They were flipped. They were thrown. They were thrown away. They were burned.
They were dropped down a chimney or something.
You name it. Yeah. They're done. So this is one of the one of the things that intrigue us a lot, because you just don't know where they wound up.
It's true.
And are they still there? Where are they?
Yeah.
When I sell my collection, where is that going?
Yeah.
And who had these before me?
Yeah.
This box could have changed hands 10 times.
Could have.
Don't know.
It's a great looking box.
Yeah. I mean, again, you just don't know. So that's the other thing. And without knowing for certain how many there are, as the prices rise, and for instance, the 2000 playoff contenders, as the price rose, the market was not flooded.
Right.
There was only very dribs and drabs.
You still can't
of those
find,
coming up. You still can't find them.
I haven't seen a pack since we bought the 3.
Correct.
And since those 2 came up, and then I haven't seen there's only one box that's
one
out
box
there
that's
right now.
floating out there, and for $25,000. Which, look, I can't bring myself to even think about it when you could have had it at 10 and now you're going to buy it at 25. But that box potentially could go to 40,000. I said it. And it probably could. So, all in all, you want to find quality wax packs in the 60s, in the 70s. If you can find them raw, not graded, again, make sure you ask. That would be great. Then when you get them graded, you make a winner. If you don't and you buy them slabbed and already graded, just try to make sure there's no holes, no dings, no damage from the gum. Because even in shipping, you could get a pack and you tell the person when they're shipping it, please pack it well.
Yeah.
But even if you pack it well and the gum is loose in there, if that box gets thrown, the gum's going to move no matter how good it's packed because you can't get underneath the plastic. It'll go through.
I'd also just like to say, if you are selling a pack, please don't tape the pack. Like, don't put the tape on the pack between two pieces of cardboard, because that gives me more stress than anything else I think about.
You gotta, well, especially if the pack is raw, you're saying.
Right, yeah.
Because now you have to rip it off the pack, and if it's an old wax, you can guarantee you're gonna rip the pack. So that's not a good thing. He's right. You want to keep it off of that. So getting into, like we said, the early 80s, he made a comment, 84 and lower. Those years, are getting tougher to find, and you want to see if you could pick those up or grab those years.
You're also seeing the values jump. They jumped a lot in the last year.
And they're going to continue to move.
Up,
they're going to continue to move because
it's the time to get them.
They're still opening.
Yeah.
These companies that open the packs are still selling them, and I just can't believe what they're getting per card. They're getting unbelievable prices per card. People are buying them. And they're opening them, and some are getting the good cards, some are not. It's
for what they're making on the pack, they can buy a box.
It's insane. But again, we applaud them because they're opening up everything, and it's shortening the supply.
Right.
And it doesn't look like they're going to stop anytime soon.
You may see us open up some like 2019 boxes to chase some fun rookie cards that are autographed, but you'll never see us break one of these boxes open.
No, not unless a box was sold to Wax Nation and we had a live draw or a live sell.
We were selling packs from a box.
Correct.
That maybe.
That's totally different.
Yeah, but
not to just rip it open.
Not to get those cards.
No. Going away from 60s, 70s, and 80s here, some of the newer stuff. We talked to Steve about it, and it's still holding value. I believe it's a good investment in some of the basketball. The national treasures, even in football.
Just make sure that when you buy those, you buy the basketball or football edition and not the draft day edition.
Correct.
Or the collegiate edition.
Correct.
Because
you can get easily fooled.
It happened to me, and I bought a national treasure that I thought was basketball. It was college basketball. And you can still get some okay cards in it, but it's not the same, and the values are drastically different.
Right. So, for example, 2015-16 National Treasures, it's a red box. That box is over $1,000 because of Jokic rookie, and in the 18-19 you have the Luka Doncic. Those two players are propelling the National Treasures boxes, and I mean at an unbelievable rate of return.
2018 basketball in general is really rising because of Luka.
Right.
We were looking at the Panini Prism in the playoff contender.
Correct.
Or the contenders. And both of those have doubled in value in the last 3 months.
I paid $300 for the box a few months ago.
First off the line.
Yeah, a few months ago, and now that box quadrupled in value. So, it's just amazing how much it went up, and right underneath our nose. Mm-hmm. We didn't even realize it. Bam! It just took off and flew.
So if you see a hot player, it's worth looking to see. Like, if there's a player that you like, buy the box.
But get the box that is more valuable. You want to get the one that commands the high price. I mean, if you get a Topps,
like Topps is nice,
but it's not going to command the value.
That's not the box these days.
No, National Treasures is the box. That is the premier collectible card, and they are extremely valuable. But for what you pay for the box versus what your return is, it is well worth it. I mean, I own the 17-18, the 15-16, and the Immaculate collection of 15-16 with Jokic in it also. Those are three great boxes that for a new product, 100% it's not mass produced, because that's the thing that scares us.
Yeah.
What happens? You buy that box for $1,000, and next thing you know, the market's flooded with them. It's going to dive the price. It hasn't.
Those are where the valuable rookie cards are coming from.
That's right.
So if there's a player that you like, go get their best rookie card. Don't just get a rookie card.
And you might want to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
To see how the box does.
Yep.
If you buy them straight out of the gate, you could lose money. I remember way back, Pacific Football came out, and at the time they were getting $800 a case. They were buying at $800 a case. That box today, you'd be lucky if you can get $10 for a box. The case was, I think, a $20 case for $800. Now you're lucky. You could probably buy it for less than $200.
It's crazy.
They were paying $800. Why? Because Pacific Football was a new card company that came out, and everybody thought it looked great.
Yep.
They ran for it. They drove up the price and found out there was literally hundreds of thousands of cases.
Yeah.
And it dove the price out.
Well, you say it all the time. They can make as many as they want.
That's true. They can do whatever they want.
They're not doing that with the old stuff.
No, they can't make this anymore, and it's impossible to reproduce or do. But, at the end of the day, like National Treasures, we said, that is a box like the 17, 18 is a year old already, or a couple years old. The 15, 16 is 4 years old. You don't see anything surfacing. The values are actually going up, and for Jokic and the later one, Doncic, and they're just keep moving. So if you buy the right newer box, that's the right brand, like Playoff Contenders, National Treasures, that's going to hold its value.
Yep.
The other ones, not so much,
Yeah.
But that's it. If you want to get in a lower tier, then you might want to buy that.
Right, yeah. Right now for NBA, Donruss owns the rights to NBA for the most part, so these are all offshoots of Donruss, but the regular Donruss card, not that valuable. So you can get a box of Donruss cards for relatively cheap. Not going to move the same way Immaculate can, Contenders can,
right.
National Treasures can. So the brand of the card that you're buying makes a big difference.
Correct. And the quality of the card. You saw the National Treasures card.
Oh, well, those are beautiful cards.
They are beautiful cards. It's a thicker card.
They've got every box has a little booklet in it.
Yeah.
I love the book. I want to open the one I have just to get to the booklet, which kills me because I don't open things.
Yeah, well, and the fact that
things.
they're a thicker card, and the autographs are usually beautifully autographed.
Every card is numbered.
Right. And again, the autographs are not scribbled. They're nice autographs, which tells me, again, they're not mass produced because they're taking their time to sign these autographs.
Well, they can't be because every card's numbered. So there's only a finite amount of cards per set. Like that, I could actually see years down the line people trying to build sets from these boxes, and those being really valuable because how many people are going to be able to pull together sets when there's only 100 of a card?
Well, you heard Steve with 86 Flair, the collector was getting a little frustrated because they had to buy 12 boxes to get one set. So when you bought an 86 box of Flair basketball, you got 3 full sets out of one box. 3
sets in one box.
So that was making the collector happy. They were selling a set and keeping 2.
You can't do that these days.
No, you cannot.
Well, especially with, like I said, with a limited number of cards.
Right, and especially National Treasures, it would be really expensive to make a set.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, there's only 100 people that can have a complete set. Or in some cases, you can't because there's
not open.
There's some one-of-one cards out there.
Right, there are. Right, so it's impossible.
It's almost impossible.
It is impossible. Probably.
I mean, it's nothing. I mean, you pay the right price, you could probably pull some one-of-one cards away from some people. But yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah,
really
again,
hard.
you got to flush it out. And how do you do that with money? When you start rising the prices on eBay and tell them what you're looking for, well, then they're going to come out of the woodwork.
It.
If they come out of the woodwork.
Right.
But, again, in closing here, you want to make sure, like you said, stay with the 60s, 70s, 80s, up to 84. Look for those wax packs. Make sure they're a good quality pack. Don't just run out and buy anything because this is an investment. And I want to note when you buy these, there are instances where you will turn around and make money quickly. But on a rule of thumb, you want to wait 3 to 5 years for that return to really take off and give you some good returns. On some of the newer stuff, you want to watch the player to see how hot they are.
Yep.
You might want to dump early because it'll rise and then cool off a little.
Yeah, you can mitigate your risk if you sell like a box from a year or two ago that's double in value. You're doubling your money.
Right.
And if the
box, it's double your money.
If the box continues to climb, you can always buy it again, but you can at least double your money and move it and put that into other things too. So be kind of smart about it. Don't just hold it. You want to sell some of it at the right time too.
Right, and that's timing too. Don't make it like the stock market.
No, that's where you have to watch it though. So just keep an eye on it. Right now Lamar Jackson's super hot. We talk about him a lot. I guarantee you by the end of the season, his boxes from last year are going to be even higher than they are right now because he's going to have an MVP in his trophy case.
Well, and that's
maybe a Super Bowl. You don't know.
And that's a good point. So that will propel the box to go higher. Now, again, unlike coins, these when you hold on to this, it's not going to nosedive through the basement. It'll just steady off, and if the rookie card say goes to 1,000 and it's hot, and then it levels off to 800, it'll stay at 800 for a long time. It just doesn't. I haven't seen them really drop unless there is this find of all these cards and that somebody kept for years. That's the only way. Cards are great for holding their value.
Yeah,
they hold their value. They keep it real, because so when you have a good rookie card that's graded an 8 or a 9, and obviously you want a 10 because they're so hard to get.
Right.
So you want a 10. That's going to always maintain its value.
Yep, for sure.
I hope that Wax Nation has a happy New Year.
Yep.
We all, I'm assuming, had a great Christmas. So get out there and do your shopping for your wax boxes, your wax packs. And if you need us to help you with that, where do we find us?
You can find us at The Wax Hunters on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. On our website, thewaxhunters.com. You can check us out on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. All over the place.
There we are. And, please share the video.
Make sure you're liking, you're subscribing, you're sharing with your friends. Post it on Facebook.
That's right. We need the help. We need the help. We're appealing to our audience. We need the help. We want to get our name out there more so people that may live in California or Nebraska that can get to see us and know about wax collecting. We want to get out there and help as many people as we can. We're not in it for the profit, as you know.
Yep.
We're in it
to labor of love.
That's right. We're in it to get people interested in collecting so that they can make money and collect more. We love it. We know you'll love it. So Happy New Year. My name is Gerry Marotti. This is my partner, Greg Marangel. And together we are
the Wax Hunters.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Stay waxy.
Stay safe, stay waxy, and be good.